Hello and welcome to another week of What's for Dinner. To get started, I am making a crock pot pork carnitas. I got the recipe from Pinterest, so I will link it in the description box. No matter what time of year it is, I love my crock pot. Here I am just adding some seasonings to my meat and my onions, and then I'm adding some orange juice and some lime juice. This is a perfect fix it and forget it dinner. Alright, so we've got this pork all shredded up, and we're just gonna, I'm going to add cilantro to ours. And I just want to stir that right in to that pork mixture with those onions. And yes, I have tasted this already. It's so good. Now you could take this meat and put it on a baking sheet and pop it in the oven, but it's just too hot today for that. So we're going to call it good. I am making some salads to go on the side, and here in a minute, it's going to be time to eat. And this looks and smells so good. I wish you guys could smell this. This smells so divine. My whole house smells like this, and it's just wonderful. And like I said, we're going to make salad. I am getting some avocado sliced up in my bowl along with some butter lettuce. And then I have a cucumber from the garden that I'm going to slice. This cucumber smells so good. There's nothing like veggies right out of the garden. I'm just adding a little bit of salt. And then I'm going to hit my avocado with some of that too. Adding a little bit of mozzarella cheese to my salad. And then just a little bit of ranch dressing. There's my yummy salad that's gonna go with my carnitas. All right, now I'm just going to lay my tortilla down. I could have used a bigger plate, I guess, but we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna spoon some of that pork on top of my tortillas. There's one, and I want two, so we're gonna do two for me. And I just want a little bit more cilantro. And I'm on a mozzarella kick today, I guess. And I know that normally people don't put mozzarella cheese on there. I don't know, maybe they do. It's just what I want to do today. So I'm just going to fold that up. Okay, it's time to eat. I have my two dishes here. I had to sample. It's so delicious. And there's my salad to go on the side. So that is dinner tonight. Guess you have to be smarter than a bag, right? All right, I've got a rotisserie chicken that I bought last week, and I put it in my freezer because I wasn't sure when I was going to use it. So now I have popped it into the microwave for a couple minutes just to thaw it out, and I'm going to get it cut up and ready to go into tonight's dinner. Stir fry is such a simple and quick dinner to throw together, especially if you're using a rotisserie chicken like I am. I just put everything on the stove top and just gave it a good saute. I like to add some fresh broccoli or other vegetables to my frozen veggies just to kind of amp them up a little bit and give it a little element of freshness. And I'm also going to put a little bit of crushed red pepper. For the sauce, I am just doing 3 big tablespoons of brown sugar. I have this much soy sauce left in the bottle, so that's what we're using. Sometimes that's how I measure. I'm gonna just add that right in with that brown sugar. I've got a little bit of red wine vinegar and I want to use that up, so that's going in as well. Apparently I wasn't pushing the button to record, but I did add a little bit of cornstarch into the jar as well to get that sauce thickened after I add some cold water. Now that I added some water to my jar, I'm just going to put a lid on and give it a good shake. And you see all that cornstarch that was down in the bottom. I'm just making sure that it's mixed in really good. And next I'm just going to make a big mess, but what I meant to do was pour the sauce in with the veggies. I did splash over. Oh well, that's how my day's going. And as you can see, it's all down in here, but I'm gonna keep stirring and just let this heat through, and it will get nice and thick eventually and coat all of these veggies and this chicken. So next I'm just going to get my dumplings into a pan so they can start steaming. For the pot stickers, I'm just going to start off by adding a little bit of water into the bottom of the pan, and then I'm just using frozen pot stickers. They're Pagoda brand, I believe, and so I'm just going to place them flat side down in the pan. Then the bottoms will get nice and browned, and there'll be a nice little side dish with our stir fry. And maybe I should have used a bigger pan, but I didn't. And so we're just gonna crowd in here and make them fit. See what I mean about that sauce bringing it all together? So now I'm going to put these dumplings on there, and as you can see, they are nice and golden brown on the bottom. And so I'm just going to drizzle that right on top. Just delicious. Here, let me turn it around for you so you can see it from a different angle. There we go. That's what's for dinner. For our next meal, I'm making meatloaf, and when I want to keep it really simple, I just use a box stuffing mix. That way I don't have to gather up all of the seasonings and other ingredients. It's all right in the mix. And here I'm just mixing up some milk and an egg in a bowl, and I'm just going to pour it over that stuffing mix so that it all gets nice and moist, and those croutons are easier to blend in with the meat. And so I was just guessing at the amount I would need, and it didn't seem like enough, so I added a little more milk. And so then once all of the stuffing mixes nice and soft, I just started adding my meat. I'm being very light with my fork here. I'm not scratching my pan up at all. And I just kind of put the ground beef all around so that I could mix it all in. And I always mix my meatloaf up in the pan that I'm going to cook it in. Well, let's not say always, but let's say like 90% of the time I just do it this way, and it never sticks to the pan, and it always turns out fine. In my little saucepan, I have this packet of brown gravy that I am jazzing up with a little bit of the Better Than bouillon and a little bit more water than what the packet calls for. Alright, well that gravy is boiling, so I'm going to turn that off and move it. I've got a lot going on right this second. My kids brought over the grandkids to stay while they're grocery shopping. So I'm not used to making dinner with little ones running around.
Wonderful. Best meatloaf ever.
The next day I just didn't feel like cooking, so we got Subway, and here is just a quick look at my sandwich just so that I have something to show you. Nothing special to see here. Tonight we're doing breakfast for dinner, and on our breakfast for dinner tonight we are having some jalapenos wrapped in bacon. I know you're probably thinking jalapenos for breakfast, but I don't know, in my opinion, I'm gonna say if they're wrapped in bacon, then they are now breakfast food. So I'm just gonna get these jalapenos that came out of our garden, cut in half, and remove the seeds. Now I'm using this whipped cream cheese spread. It's just something that I have around for bagels, and I'm in a hurry because it's already, I think it's after 7 already, so it's very late for us as far as dinner. And so I'm just gonna do cream cheese in each of these jalapeno boats. Then I'm going to add a little bit of sharp cheddar and then wrap them up with a slice of bacon. Bacon this is actually going to take, or if I need to cut it in half, but I know my guys are going to want that full piece of bacon. So I think I like it like that. I'm not going to have enough bacon to do every single pepper, so that's okay. We're just going to leave some as they are with the cream cheese and the shredded cheese. And that I'm making tater tots, but I'm also going to do some sausage patties as well.
Open up the window, I'm breathing in the last of September. I can feel the wind blow and the late summer sky.
On Friday, we packed up and went on a camping trip with most of our kids and our grandkids. We were only able to do a weekend camping trip this year, but we had loads of fun.
When the autumn leaves are playing, chase it, puts a smile.
We were the first to arrive, so we immediately got started unpacking our vehicle and getting our tent put together. Bill and Cameron are working together to put a tent together, and then it wasn't long after that the rest of our gang showed up and everyone started getting their tents together as well. And then I just did a quick look through some of the coolers to see what we had, and we were kind of lacking on some things, but our first night there we just did a hot dog and s'mores roast over the fire just to make sure that we had something to eat that evening. And of course we brought lots of bakery stuff, lots of cookies and things like that. And then the following day we had a fun beach day, and the kids just really enjoyed that. They always do.
Turn the world around us into gold. When the
Next, it was time to head back to our campsites, and we decided to leave the guys and the kids at home, and we headed to the nearest Walmart to get some things we needed for a nice dinner over the fire. The guys did end up doing most of the cooking, and here my son Tyler is just getting some boneless, skinless chicken breasts, butterflied, and he's just going to put them over the fire and barbecue those up. And we had such a large group of people at our campsite that we made so much chicken and so many hamburgers.
through the sky, there's no way of knowing, but maybe someplace far from you and I. When the autumn leaves are playing, chase it, puts a smile up on my face.
And since Tyler was in charge of barbecuing the chicken, Grant was the burger master. So here he is just getting all of those burger patties on the grate. This campground had a grate over each of the fire pits, which was really nice, and we did end up having several campsites, so if we needed to, we could have used more fire pits, but we made do with just the one. Next, my son Ben sliced up the tomatoes and the onions for those who wanted to have them on their burgers.
One by one and whirl around there just for fun. Some are faster, some are slow, and some are high and some are low. Dancing through the last days of September.
And of course, you always have a little issue with the grease catching on fire, but no worries, our burgers were just fine. And we were ready to add that cheese and get the show on the road. We had a really good dinner on this night. And here is a look at my plate. We had some potato salad, some barbecue chicken. We did have some chips and some pickles as well. And of course, we had our s'mores for dessert. This was such a fun weekend for all of us, just hanging out around the fire, playing games and laughing and just spending time together. And for some of our grandkids, this was their first time camping, or maybe the first time that they can remember going camping. So that was extra fun.
Open up the window.
Bye, see you later.
Are you going to wave?
I think I'm so cool.
I can feel the wind blow and the late summer sky.
As always, I want to thank you so much for stopping by to see what my family is having for dinner. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Into gold.